everyone, welcome to Vaishai's YouTube channel and to the series of Indian Society. Welcome to episode 6 of Indian Society. And in the last lecture, we were doing about in the last before lecture actually we started the characteristics of Indian society or the features of the Indian society, in which we have completed the four special features. In the last class we have studied about kinship, and we have also studied about marriage system. In today's class we are going to learn another good feature which is very interesting, that is the family system. Okay. um, so before starting the video, I just want to stress upon one thing, that these are actually the part of the paid courses, but we are considering putting even in the YouTube. But if the feedback is not good over here, we'll only try to give this lectures only to the paid future courses. Okay, considering this, let's start the video. Today we are going to learn about family system. So, what is family is the first question. Family is nothing but it's a basic unit of the society. So, society has certain special units. In that, one such a basic unit is called as family. Okay? Family is a social institution. It is one such a social institution. Family consists of group of people. They will have common housing, they will have common dining, they have companionship between them, and they will have all the primary and the secondary kinship. Okay, family are the group of people who have companionship, they will have common house, they will have the common dining, they will have the companionship, and they will perform the primary activities such as economic activities, and they will also have the primary and the secondary kinship. We have learnt about kinship in our last class. If you are not seen the last class, please go and see all the previous lecture, so that it will be in a continuous way. You will understand it better. So you should not join in the middle of the classes. Go to the episode 1, watch from episode 1 till episode 5, then watch this episode. The next feature is family is the first one to start socialization. I have explained even what is socialization in the last class. I'll just repeat it. Socialization is nothing but when the individual is born, he will learn all the social norms of the society from the kins who are present in his family. So, family consists of different types of kins. Kins are nothing but they are the members who will have the common bonding, like a bonding between us, social relationship with us based on the blood relation or based on the marriage. So there are different types of kins who are present in family who will help in the process of the socialization. So family is the first unit of the socialization. It helps an individual to know about the social norms of the society. Actually, the family system is the universal group. It is present in all over the world. It is present in tribes. It is present in all the people around the world. Okay, the family system of India has different features, but the family is as a basic unit is present all over the world. So let us learn some of the characteristics of Indian family. Family is actually a basic unit of the society, and it consists of the companionship of the husband and wife, and they will together procreate the children. Okay, family will consist of the husband and wife. They will have certain kind of companionship between them, they will have certain kind of friendship between them, understanding between them, and trust between them. They will together procreate children, they will produce children, and they will rear up the children. This is the first, the basic criteria of the family. Families actually will be smaller in size than the other social group. So there are other social groups like religion and all, they will be relatively bigger in size than the family. They will be smaller in size than the organization and the associations also. There are some families which are joint families or the extended families which are larger in size, in which the same generation people will generally live together. In the nuclear families, same generation people will form the different families and they'll form the nuclear families. But in the joint family system, the same generation people will live together. Even the upper generation and the lower generation will be present, but this same generation people won't disintegrate between themselves, because of which there will be a larger in size. Okay, now let us learn the types of families. There are different types of families based on different criteria. So based on the marriage system, families can be divided into polygamous or the polyandrous families and the monogamous families. You are very familiar with these terms called polygamous, polyandrous, monogamous in the last classes where I have taught about marriage system. That's why I'm saying go through the previous lectures, then come to this lecture so that you will easily understand these kind of terms. Polygamous is nothing but, poly is nothing but more than one. Okay, gamous is nothing but marriage. When you are marrying more than one wife or husband, then it is called as the polygamous or polyandrous. When you have more than one husband, it is polyandrous. When you have more than one wife, it is called as polygamous. So this is first type of family based on the system of marriage. And there is the other families which is the monogamous. It has only one spouse. Husband will have only one wife, wife will have only one husband in this type of families. Okay. Next we'll go to on the basis of residence, families can be divided into patrilocal, matrilocal, bilocal and neolocal. Okay, local is nothing but locality. In this way you can remember locality is nothing but almost the residence. So on the basis of residence, it is of four types. The first one is the patrilocal. Patriarchal or the patrilineal is something is related to male. So in this way you can remember patrilocal is nothing but when wife comes to the house of the husband, then it is called as patrilocal. So the locality of the husband will become a residence of this wife and husband. Okay, that's why it is called as patrilocal. And the next one is the matrilocal. In the matrilocal type of family, husband generally comes to the house of wife, which is rare in the Indian society, but this happens in some part of Garo Kasi hills in Assam. Okay, even in the Nayars of the Kerala, there will be a matrilineal, matrilocal, matriarchal type of societies. So in which husband will come to the house of the wife, then they will have the common residence over there. Okay, there are other type of families, they are called as bilocal. Bilocal is nothing but here the couple will change their residence alternatively. For some days they will live in the house of wife, that is this is the matrilocal type of family, and in some cases they will live in the husband wife. This is the patrilocal. Okay, it is not patrilocal totally, it is not matrilocal totally, but they will alternatively live together. Okay, and the next one is the neolocal family. Neo is nothing but new type of residences, that is the independence. They will not live in either the mother wife's house, they will not live either in the husband house. They will together come towards another residence where they will have the independent living. Then it is called as the independence or the neolocal families. So why these families are increasing? Because of the increase in urbanization and increase in the westernization. Many people are coming to the urban areas for employment, in which they are leaving the basic house. So wife and husband are generally working in nowadays. So they, for the sake of jobs, for the sake of income, they will come to urban areas and live separately from the house of the wife or house of the husband. So these are called as the neolocal families. Okay, next on the basis of size and structure, we can say families can be divided into two types. One is the nuclear family and one is the joint or the extended families. Nuclear families are generally they are autonomous because generally the nuclear families will be in small size. So they are autonomous. They will have less control from the elders. They will have only husband, wife and unmarried children with them. So this is also called as primary family. Generally this is small in size. Nowadays, because of the increase in urbanization, westernization, we can see only nuclear type of families which are emerging. And the next one is the joint or the extended families. In the joint or the extended families, we can see 3 or 4 generation people living together. So there will be grandparents, there will be children, there will be siblings. Their children will live, so they will all live together in the joint family. There will be a larger in size, and generally in the Hindu society this family system is so much prevails, like it is so much famous. In this type of families there will be extended relatives. Extended relatives are the kins, are the type of kins which we have discussed in the last class, so I'll repeat it again for you. Extended relatives are nothing but the relatives who are like grandfather, grandmother. These people are actually the extended relatives. These all will live together in the joint family or the extended family. And the next one is based on the authority. Based on the authority, Indian family system is divided into patriarchal, matriarchal. So in the patriarchal type of family, generally power remains in the elderly male member. That is, elderly male member will have the authority, and he is the main decision maker in the family. Whatever the decisions is taken on the behalf of the family will be taken by the elderly male member. Okay, he will have a social control on the other people of the family. He owns the property. He will the descent in this type of family will be in the father line or the male line. Descent is nothing but the power shifts from elder male to the other male. When the elder male dies, the next elder male will get the power in the family. So this is the patriarchal type of family. The next one is the matriarchal type of family. This is totally opposite to patriarchal. Here in the patriarchal, we'll have the male member as the head, elderly male member as the head. In the matriarchal, we'll have the elderly female member as the head. The descent will be in the female line, and the elderly female member owns the property. She will has the authority to have the social control in the family system. You can see the example of Nayars of Kerala, where the matrilocal or the matrilineal type of matriarchal family will exist in the Nayars in Kerala, and the Garo Kasi tribes of the Assam also has the matriarchal type of families. On the basis of descent, families are divided into two types, patrilineal and the matrilineal. So in the patrilineal, descent is through the father line, and in matrilineal, the descent is through the mother line. So the power shifts from the elderly female to the again other elderly female, the next elderly female. Here the power shifts from the elderly male towards the next elderly male. So the functions of the family. So there are the different functions in the family. Primary functions are nothing but they will have the production of children and the rearing of the children as their activities. So the primary function of the family is the production of children, and these children will be reared by their parents. This is the basic function of the family. And the other function is the cultural transmission. These parents will generally transmit their culture to the children while they are rearing them, so that there will be a possibility of the cultural transmission through the family. This is actually a primary function. So they will have the common house. This is the primary function. They should have their own house, or the house in which all of them stay together. Family is the agent of the socialization, because it helps in the socializing, in inculcating the social norms in the children. It is the agent of the social control. Elderly people in the family will have certain kind of social control on their children or the younger people of the family. So this is called as agency of the social control. They will have the status of ascribing functions. Okay, there is two type of status which can be acquired by an individual in the society. One is the ascribed status, one is the acquired status. Acquired status is nothing but the status which is achieved by his or her achievement. For example, if you are becoming an IAS officer, then you are having the achieved status, means through some achievement you are getting the status in the society. Whereas the ascribed status is nothing but when you are getting some kind of status through your birth. For example, if you are born in the upper caste, you are getting certain kind of status in the society based on the ascribed function. So family will give you the status of the ascribing function. The other type of functions are the secondary function. In the secondary functions, you will have other functions like economic functions, educational functions, religious function, and the recreational functions. So coming to the economic functions, the parents will have that kind of responsibility towards children in providing all the economic activities. They will do certain kind of economic activities to earn wages or to earn money in order to maintain their family. So this is the primary function, this is the secondary function, that is the economic function. The next one is the educational function. In spite of socializing by themselves, they will also provide certain kind of education to their children in order to inculcate certain values, inculcate certain type of education, so that when they grow up, they will have the independence, existence on their own because of the knowledge they will gain from the educational institutions. So the secondary function of the family is also the educational function. The other function is the religious function. There will be a transmission of the religious affairs or the religious norms from the parents towards the children, so that there will be a continuity in the learning of the religious norms. The other function is the recreational function. Recreational functions are nothing but when families spend together, they will together dance, they will learn about singing, dancing, playing. So these kind of recreational functions are also a part of family. Based on the family type which you live in, you will also gain certain type of interest in certain kind of hobbies or certain kind of talents which you have. So now let us see some of the major changes that have occurred in the family system throughout the ages. Okay, in the present generation there is a changes in the family system. The principal unit, actually the family is the principal unit of the society, but it has turned into a consumption unit. For example, in the ancient days people used to live together and they used to produce the goods by collective effort, like all the members of the family, like children, father, mother, grandparents, all used to live together in order to produce some kind of food. But now they has become the consumption unit, because father will have certain kind of other job, mother will perform the other job, mother may see the housing activities, father may be a breadwinner, children will be an education. So the primary principal unit or the production unit has become the consumption unit nowadays. And factory employment, because of the factory employment, authority of the elders actually decreased. The father has got the more responsibility but less authority on the children. People are studying more, so family father has to earn more in order to provide education to the system. Factory employment has created some kind of opportunity to the male members or the female members of the elders or the elders in the family in order to have certain kind of wages. Next one is the urbanization. Because of the urbanization, people started moving from the rural areas to the urban areas. When they are moving towards the urban areas, they won't move together as a joint family. Only the certain part of the family, that is only one generation, people are going together with along with their children to the urban areas. So here joint families are turning towards the nuclear families. There is the influence of westernization on the Indian family system also, because of the increase in the modern science, because of the rational thoughts, individualism, equality and logics. There is a change in the family system that can be seen nowadays. And there are the changes in the marriage system too. In the marriage system, the age of marriage has generally increased. The average age of marriage has increased. In the previous days there used to be a pre-puberty marriages, but nowadays you can see only the post-puberty marriages. That too, the average age of marriage has actually increased, and the freedom in the selection of mate also has increased. In the older days, there was a strict selection of members or the mate by the elderly member of the families. Nowadays there are increase in the love marriages and people are selecting their mates by their own will. And the the marriage has become, or the marriage system has become a social ceremony, not as a religious affair. Actually it was a religious affair, but nowadays it has turned into a social ceremony. And there are other legislative measures which brought certain changes in the family system in India. The legislative measures like minimum age of marriages has increased through the Child Marriage Restraint Act of 1929 and the Hindu Marriage Act of 1955. These lengthen the period of education of the children in the family, and the minimum age of the marriage has been increased because of that they are getting their space for the education. And the Widow Remarriages Act of 1856 has made or given a freedom for widows to remarry. Okay, Hindu Succession Act of 1956 also altered many norms in the family system and the composition of family and improved the position of the women. So it has altered the composition of the family and it has also improved the position of the women in the society. So the position of women has generally increased in the society because of the various legislative measures, and based on the different measures where the age of marriage is increased, because of which they are getting a scope for education and which is empowering them towards the good way. So let us see certain statistics or the current status of the family system in India. In 2001 census, we can see 51.7% of the household as a nuclear household. So out of the total population in the 2001, the nuclear household was 51.7%. In the 2011 census, there is actually increase in the nuclear households to 52.1%. So you can see the increase in the effect of the urbanization in the Indian family system here through the different census. And the joint families have also decreased from 19.1 towards the 16.1. So you can again see the decrease in the joint family system or the impact of the urbanization and the western thoughts in today's generation. Okay, that is for this class. So I'll repeat what I have told in this class. So we have started the new feature called family. In this, we have learned what is family and the characteristics of family, the types of families on the basis of marriage, on the basis of residence, and on the basis of size and structure, on the basis of authority and the basis of the descent. And we have learned different primary and the secondary functions of the family and some of the major changes that are occurring in the family system. And we have learned also about the current statistics related to the family system. So that is it for this class. And I just want to tell you that Vaish IAS is one such a YouTube channel which has been providing you the free videos since many days. So don't miss the opportunity. And there is a test series program which is going on for 2022 exam. Who are attempting toward in the 2022, you are getting a good opportunity to join the Vaish IAS YouTube channel, or through the mail or through the WhatsApp, which the number which is appearing on the screen, that is 7200681675. You can WhatsApp or contact to Vaish sir and his team through WhatsApp number, through which you can ask the queries related to test series. So sir will guide you in order to join to the most qualitative test series in the India. And Vaish IAS YouTube channel is the India's most trusted UPSC channel, where the serious aspirants will gain the benefit freely from the videos which we upload, the content which we upload, the previous year questions, the foundational videos, and the test series. So hope so you are liking the videos. Please comment with your feedback, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends who are in need of it. Thank you, friends. Let's meet in the other class in the next video. Until then, take care, keep smiling, bye bye.